Hi guys, welcome back to the Belle. Again, I'm your host Gogetso. This podcast is a podcast that celebrates women in sports and the entertainment industry, but also the creative industry. Today we have Lerato Marumo. Maunatlala.
I know. But is that? But people.
Wait. So Maunatlala is your surname?
Yes. Marumo is also my surname.
So it's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Maunatlala Marumo. Okay, I'll explain.
Okay.
Maunatlala is my dad's surname, and then Marumo is my grandfather's surname.
Oh, so everything together. Okay. Lerato Maunatlala Marumo.
Yes.
I like that. No problem. Okay. So Lerato. Okay. Would you like to introduce yourself actually before?
You just did.
No, but like.
Oh, okay.
Who is Lerato?
Dumelang ke Lerato Maunatlala Marumo. I am first foremost a human being. And then secondly, I am an integrated account manager for an advertising agency. That's
all right. So we're going to talk about that. But before we talk about your position as an integrated account manager, I'd like for you to take us back where it all began. Where were you born? How were you as a child? And what did you like growing up?
Okay. Born and raised in Tembisa.
Okay.
We moved after my parents divorced.
Okay.
I think I was like 12. We moved to Mafikeng.
Well, that's a drastic move.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah, that's a drastic move. Yeah.
Literally, from being in the hood and then moving to Mafikeng. Mafikeng then it was the America of South Africa. That's how we used to call it.
Wow.
Because they had the international school. They had the Sun City. So it was really, really nice. So we moved from Tembisa to Mafikeng, but I went to high school in the Val, which was a boarding school. And then I moved back to Joburg, going to Wits University, and then doing marketing. Oh, you went to Wits? I don't know. Hey,
yes.
Yeah. So I did my marketing degree there.
Okay.
Basically that's my childhood. And you asked what did I like growing up? I enjoyed basketball, netball, hockey, rugby.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So you liked it.
I
very athletic.
I was very athletic.
Okay, I like that. Because right now you're in the creative industry, right? But then with your love for sport, did you think of like, oh my gosh, maybe I can take this to a professional level? Not necessarily as a player, but like being in this space.
As a player, I did.
Really?
Whoa. Okay. So great. I had the biggest crush on Kobe.
Okay.
The only reason I started playing basketball was because of Kobe.
Wow. Okay.
Because I was like, if I become professional,
maybe we can meet. What?
I know.
Yeah.
That was silly. But yeah, I did think of a career in sports, but then. After university too, man, things change and you see, different side of careers.
So in high school, when you were making career choices and stuff, where was your mindset at?
I wanted to be a lawyer.
Okay. Same.
How where I'm going?
Same. But I'll tell you my reason. Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, my reason literally was like I grew up watching what was that show? Law and Order.
Okay, for me it was also TV, but it wasn't Law and Order.
What was
Do you remember Tyler Perry's Daddy's Little Girls?
Oh yeah.
So Gabrielle Union's character, I loved her character so much, and I was like, I want to do whatever she's doing. Like I want to be like that.
Oh.
Yeah, but come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be an astronaut.
Oh wow.
But obviously maths and science.
Oh, okay.
Maths more. I
didn't enjoy it.
No, I didn't enjoy it. So getting to what was it, grade 8, having to figure out my career path. It was like marketing would be more.
That's very interesting. So you already knew that like marketing is where you headed.
Yeah.
That is, and what led you there?
My brother.
Okay, so he did marketing.
He did marketing.
Okay,
he was already someone in the
okay.
entertainment industry. He worked at back then it was called EMI. I don't know if it's still around, but he was at EMI. So I was like, let me just follow his footsteps. Really,
I like that because I mean, for me, no one in my family like had entertainment or even sports background. So getting into that space, I never knew that first of all you could, and even if you could, like, who do I look to?
Yeah, no, I had my brother. Also,
Yeah, but me too. But I didn't know you could make a living off of it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
No, I think also YFM just started, so I was always like listening to YFM and just trying to figure out how do I get in that door. I remember.
So did you know that you could actually make a living from working for YFM?
Yeah. Okay. And then I figured, well, okay, I want to be on radio. Also, I was like, okay, marketing.
On.
No, I did.
Really?
Oh, I was on radio, girl. Sure. Okay.
That is so weird because right now you're very reserved.
I know. I get that from a lot of people. I'm always like the behind the scene type of person. But I don't know what was the drive for me to want to be on radio then.
Okay.
And I remember producing, I don't know, now I feel old.
We're actually used to that. I know your resume. Yeah.
I feel old, but also it's like I started like doing things when I was like young. I want to hope we used to bunk school and just like go YFM and wanting to be part of that clique because it was like a growing industry for black kids. Like it was a youth radio station, so you wanted to be around that changing, you know. So I used to be on Shaba. Yeah, I used to produce. Yeah, I used to produce a show. Okay. I used to do traffic on Precious show. Literally that's where I started like getting into the entertainment industry.
All right. So you studied marketing at Wits and you never looked back. So you didn't change degrees. You were like, this is the perfect place where.
Well, I'm doing my law degree now.
Okay. Oh, are you going back to law?
No, I'm on my third year.
Yeah, but because you said you wanted to be a lawyer and then you.
No, I don't want to. Okay.
You just want to finish your degree.
I want to finish my degree, but okay, the drive for me to doing my law degree is because I wanted to be an agent, a sports agent.
Okay, guys, this is a perfect mix between entertainment and sports. I like that. And is that what you still want to do?
I still want to do that.
In South Africa?
In South Africa.
Yeah, because the margin is I like that.
Living in the States, like I was always researching and having worked with NBA players. Speaking to their agents, I tried to figure out, okay,
because we're not exposed to these things.
So all the time, it's like, okay, it always led me back to law. I was like, okay, to be an agent, I need to
a law degree.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So now your professional career, you started at YFM, right? And then from YFM, where did you head to? You actually worked. So you worked at YFM, right, as a producer
and a radio host.
But then also you dipped into events management and events production. I saw that you also did you produced the Feather Awards at one point.
But that's like later on in my career.
Okay, so let's go to earlier.
Yeah, earlier at YFM radio, it was producer and on-air host. Yeah. And then I became a PA to the station manager. Then Greg Maloka. Then moved to the events side of things.
Still at YFM?
Still at YFM.
Okay.
And then I needed like a change in the scene. I went to the House of Busby, which was a holding company for Guess, 9 West, Busby.
Oh, wow.
So I was marketing executive for Busby and, I was marketing executive for Guess and 9 West.
Yeah.
Then after that, I left the country. I decided to move to the US. Just because.
And what did you do there?
I worked with people.
But what? Everyone works with people. Wait, did you have a plan when you left? Like, did you get a job there, or did you just move and then you're like, I'll figure it out when I get there?
So when I moved to the States, it was a heartbreak, ne?
What made you move on? Fair, yeah.
Yeah, no. I was going through a heartbreak, and I remember that year going through that heartbreak. I was like, shit, okay. I need a change. Luckily enough, then I had started working with the National Basketball Association. I was an intern, so to speak.
At the
site.
Oh, okay.
So they used to do Basketball Without Borders in South Africa. Yeah. So I would intern for them when they're in the country.
Oh, okay.
And then with that, I was like, okay, guys, I need to leave the country.
Help me out. Yeah,
help me out.
And you guys know me.
Right? You see my work.
Me,
and, like, you see how I work. And then like, okay, yeah, sure. come through, but we can have you as an intern.
Whatever, yeah.
I was happy. I left, moved to the States, worked with them, and then also I started doing my own thing on the side, which events came naturally to me.
So did you do events there as well?
I did events there. Okay. Again, being a South African person in the States, I needed a space where
you feel home. 100%.
So then I started doing South African events. So I'll bring in DJs from South Africa.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think Fresh's first gig in the States was with me. We brought in Black Coffee, Tulo.
Makes sense. And you had all the contacts from YFM, so it was easier for you.
It was very easy for me. And also house music was growing back then. So naturally for me it was like, okay guys.
You see the gap, come on guys, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the gap, and the South African community was huge, so they needed that.
Yeah.
So with that, then we had an event we called Miami Invasion, which actually was really, really good. So like winter,
yeah.
In Miami, it's looks like summer, but like we bring those DJs there and we have a party for a whole week.
That's crazy. And you did that while you were still an intern for the NBA?
No, but then
then
I can get a child back.
So you were like self-employed,
yeah,
everything?
Self-employed, yeah.
Okay, and then after that, obviously you had to move back. Okay, you didn't have to move back.
Well, I was friends with Tabo already.
Yes.
While I was in the States. So Tabo's a fellowship.
Yeah.
Tabo was living in Chicago at that point when I moved to the States, and then when he moved to Oklahoma, he was like, "Our friend, I'm thinking of this.
Okay.
Are you interested?" And I was like,
"What is this?"
Okay. I get me cook feet more. How?
Yeah.
And I was like, Oklahoma. Hey, Belle.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see OKC, they're doing well, but I'm like, Bible Belt. It's not in New York, because I was living in New York. I was like, it's not
used
in
to
New
the
York.
city life.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll think about it. So the position was he wanted a publicist.
Yeah.
So I thought about it and I was like, okay, fine, I'll move to Oklahoma just so that I can be exposed to then again basketball. Outside of then being with the National Basketball Association. Moved to Oklahoma, worked with Tabo, then we had to move to Atlanta, got to Atlanta. I didn't like it much, but also I think I was studying.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because for a black person, I would imagine that, because the racism is still there, right? But it's still the South, because it's still the South. But like, there's a lot of black people, you know.
But then I can say there was a different energy.
Okay.
People always like think, "Holy, I'm crazy." If I say if I ever to move back to the States, I'd actually move back to Oklahoma.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's strange.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do Atlanta. I don't know. It wasn't. I just didn't feel at home. It was just a strange city that I would never. I'd visit, but I wouldn't live.
Yeah.
So we moved to Atlanta. Atlanta was like strange, and I was like, okay, I'm moving back home.
Okay.
So that's when I decided to move back to South Africa.
And did you also have a plan when you moved back home, or you were like, I'm moving home and then Pitlawon? No, dude, that is...
Yes, sometimes. I'm like wherever the wind blows.
Yeah, it's just like Pitlawon.
Pitlawon.
Goodness.
Yeah.
And then what? Okay, so you moved here and then?
I moved here, then I started my own company.
Yeah.
It was events and marketing. But obviously with COVID, then I had to shut down.
Okay, so when did you move back? Recently then, like maybe 2019, 2020?
2017,
2017. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were running it and then COVID hit and then...
COVID hit. Then I had to find a means of getting it. So I started applying for jobs, and then I ended up at the agency that I'm at now.
Okay. So actually to track back, so when you were working for Tabo as a publicist, your events company, was that operational? So you were still doing that as well?
I was still doing that. I can remember the Miami stuff.
Yeah,
so bringing in Black Coffee into Miami.
And you'd still do that. So like from Oklahoma, you'd still run that.
That yes, while I was in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's still same thing when you were in Atlanta. It didn't die. And then when you came here, it was still operational. So you brought it here.
I brought it here, but it wasn't the part of me then taking South African DJs to Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's it.
That's very interesting because I like how you are pivoting careers, because that's one thing also I've never been exposed to. I was told, pick one career, you want to be a lawyer, you're going to be a lawyer for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like I've never, until like I got exposed to people like you did this, but you also like you didn't feel it, and then you moved to this place, and it is possible.
It is,
and it makes sense though, because people, guys, we're so multifaceted. Like there's no way you can do one thing. For me, I just find it hard because I'm like I have so much interest in so many things.
So
you know what I mean?
touch and feel.
Exactly. Like guys,
if you're isolated, then you can move and then go.
You know what I mean? Like guys, don't be surprised I'm gonna sing in 5 years. Maybe if I feel it. No, I can't. But I'm saying if I feel it, don't be surprised if there's a song out there. Okay. But then also, okay, so now you're an integrated account manager. You manage accounts. Can I say, is it the accounts that you, a few? Yeah, okay, so you manage accounts like African Bank, South African Airways, Momentum. I'm very interested. I'd like to, pick your brain on this. Okay. The entertainment here in South Africa and the sports industry. Okay, well, in America, they integrated. Like, we can see it, athletes are part of the culture. You see people in entertainment also get into, like, the sports field. You know what I mean? Like, rap about players and stuff. Whereas in South Africa, I feel like the industries are so separate. Very. And I feel like it shouldn't be the case. Like, what can both these industries do to actually find the merge?
I think it's about the culture. The culture in the States, like it's different from what we have here. Okay. And also you don't see the personalities hanging out with each other. You don't see sports people hanging out. Yeah. So it's different. But I suppose like with soccer players, I've seen them. They get around. They go out a lot, but I don't think they hang out then with them.
And they even get frowned upon. I mean, I'm one of the people who like, you guys should be practicing. What are you guys doing here? Exactly. No, but like off season, I don't know. And they because even with rugby players, I don't even like where are they? You know what I mean? Like where are they? Cricket players, where are they? So what can?
I don't know if there's anything that we can do to integrate that. I don't know. I get to
really like so no one in sports can do that, or like marketing, like campaigns, including them in campaigns, wouldn't that actually help?
What, the sports guys?
Yeah.
No, we try to include sports guys in campaigns, but I get now it will also always go back to the agent, what they want or how they see their thing in their career. But it's always easier to sell, but also it can go back to the PR. It's always easier to sell musicians or influencers than sports people because their PR is not that great. I wouldn't tell you how the man goes play the Chiefs. I don't know the players.
Exactly. So what advice would you give to the PR, like anyone who's managing an athlete's PR?
Get their names out there. Do more work in getting them out there.
And how can they do that?
I mean, interviews or do even podcasts.
Yeah.
I think the other thing I was reading about where PR is going, because traditional PR is sort of kind of dying out. Okay. So get them out there to be on social media. Again, also working with brands, but putting their names out there more than like just them on the soccer field and.
Because there's no leverage. Yeah, no, I get that. And it makes me so sad because I would love for both the industries to merge because it works well. Like it works so well together, and they're very similar. Like, guys, we can work well together.
Yeah. That's a challenge for me.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
And then, so let's talk about your aspirations to be a sports agent, right? How would you advise someone who wants to be a sports agent to get into that field in South Africa?
In South Africa, I wouldn't know. But again, like from what the advice that I've gotten is do your law degree, know your contracts, obviously. But I don't even know sports agents in South Africa.
Yeah.
Like that's very difficult.
So what are you planning? Like after you're getting a law degree, how would you enter that space?
I will move back to the States.
Oh, okay.
Learn a little bit. I am dying to work for Rock Nation. Sorry, I've been putting it out there. Rock Nation or Klutch. Or Klutch. Learn from them and then I can come back.
Yeah. But Rock Nation actually has an office, okay. Okay, rather learn from the head offices. Okay, fair.
Mothership.
I like that.
Mothership, and then mothership will bring me back if I have to.
Okay, and then where you are right now as an integrated account manager, how would you advise people to get into that field? Like, what do they study from even high school? Like, what subjects should they choose in high school, and what should they study in university?
So, my side of the thingy, as much as the company is, it's an advertising agency, but within the advertising agency, there are baby companies or sister companies, and I'm in the PR side of things. So English, one, learn how to write, well, PR, I suppose, because you have to write press releases. So English would be one, I think that's English, and then varsity PR course. I know Vega, they have a PR thingy. I know, be a comms specialist. Verts, I think they've got a comms thing.
I mean, it's a BCom, so you choose marketing, and then from there, that's
you can, right? UCT, they've got a PR course, or even Prism.
About that.
You can go to Prism and then just check her or what you need to do. Again, that's for me in PR. But in advertising, I know Vega, AAA. They've got courses around advertising. Events. I didn't do like the traditional.
Because you usually learn on the job, right?
Yeah, so I didn't do traditional on some, okay, I want to be an events person, okay, I want to study events. I just learned on the job. But with events, it's more of planning, having to know logistics more than anything. So maybe then, you can do a project management course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like that.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. Because, we spoke about how, but like internships now, like, yes, you have all the qualifications now, you studied everything that you needed to study. How do you then enter the industry? So let's break it down in three, right? How do you enter the PR industry? Or like, how do you enter PR? How do you enter events? And how do you enter sports?
I think it's identifying the school, the companies that you actually want to work for.
Okay.
And don't be shy. Now, I've always been big on cold calling. Like, I wouldn't know, get about you on LinkedIn, and some, there's a publicist, you just search publicist, and then names of people will come up, and just say, I want to talk to this person, reach out to them, and then see where the conversation can take you. Some people will respond, some people won't respond. And also, if you have identified the company that you want to work for, reach out to their PR manager. And say, hey, I just want to come there for a week just to shadow people. I mean, I had someone shadow me this last week. And I think it was a great experience just to have someone to follow me and say, I want to learn. That was fun. And I know also the company that I work for, they have those kind of programs with, like, if you want to come shadow someone that you think, I can benefit from. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Yeah, so it's name this company because people need to know. Okay, companies like what?
Can they? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that where I work, they allow you to, Maybe.
Okay, guys, so
if whoever that's interested, reach out to her and then she can reach out to me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can find me. Everything will be on the description box. If you guys need some internships or shadow anyone in this space, I like that. Okay, I wanted to ask you also about your sports side, right? And I like the fact, first of all, can I just say I like the fact that you're a perfect marriage between entertainment, sports, and the creative industry, right? Yeah, very perfect. So aligns with what the podcast is. So now with the sports side, how do people like myself, I'm literally just asking for I'm literally just asking for myself. How do people like myself, like, right? Because also, so we spoke about how the PR with like athletes and stuff, but also I think production-wise, we like stories of athletes are not told, right? And also, I mean, that does count to the public relations, right? So like, how would you advise athletes to get their stories out there?
It's a struggle because it's about personalities. Right? Personalities, and also if they actually do want to be in the public eye.
But you're an athlete, you're already there.
No, some people don't want to. I can give you a perfect example of a athlete that I used to work for. He didn't want to.
Media, nothing.
It's like, hey, Like there's an interview.
Nothing.
Nothing. So it literally depends on a personality.
Okay.
And also maybe the sports team, or what the plan is for that player.
Okay.
Because we always have to have a plan for the player. So what advice would I give? It's like if you are an athlete and you want to be out there, it's literally just finding the right publicity manager.
But that's a lot of money. Like, how can they start by themselves before they?
Why do you?
No.
What makes you think it's a lot of money?
Okay, to save money. How can they start by themselves and then get someone professional to amplify it even more?
Attending events.
Wow, really?
Yeah, attending events and being seen at events. Because let's say go to Fashion Week, go to a album launch, like we're talking about the music thing, go to an album launch and then be seen stuck with like standing.
Very interesting. I've never thought about it that way.
Go to album launches, movie premieres, if they're launching, I don't know, a brand or product launches, go to those things so that then you are in the public eye, and then the photographers will take the pictures.
Obviously,
and then there's an article written about this event,
and then obviously it goes, that is so. That's fine. See, that's when you see.
That time you don't spend money for.
Yeah, you see. So we spoke about all your highlights and stuff, but I'd like us to also delve into adversities, because we all know that life is not always like this. It's very, very, very up and down, up and down. Your sister's like loving it. So how do you deal with that in all these industries you've been with? Actually, what were they, those adversities? I mean, obviously I can imagine being a woman is one of them, being a black person is one of them. How do you deal with that?
You just move, eh?
But what is just move? Like, you pretend it doesn't exist, or do you tackle the problem?
I think I think a lot of people will say I always shy away from confrontations.
Okay.
So I normally just shy away from it and I keep it moving. It's like, it's not my business, not my monkey, not my circus.
So you block it out, yeah.
Yeah, it's not my monkey, not my circus. Like, if Otoba Muto blocking me because now I'm black, that's your problem.
Yeah.
It's your insecurity on, okay, now I'm going to focus on what I need to focus on. Okay. I'm here to do what I need to do. Keep it moving.
Wow. So it doesn't touch you at all, even when you're at your house and like, I can't believe this person said this.
Yeah, it will get into my head, but after a while it's like, okay, tomorrow's the next day. We have to try again.
Keep it moving.
We keep it moving. Because then if I hold on to that, tomorrow I'm not going to be able to deliver.
That's fair. Then
I'll be holding on to Grajia okay.
And this person will elevate it. So what's on?
They've moved on.
Okay, I like that. Because, I've worked with like a lot of people who, and they do take things personal, but I get it. Like, like the delivery of what they got was definitely off.
Yeah.
Right, but my thing is like, dude, it's a professional space. Nothing is personal really. Like, what they say is actually a reflection of them.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So rather just keep it moving. But also, these people don't get better. And that's my problem. They don't improve. You know what I mean? You didn't say, yo, this was sexist, this was racist. So they don't know.
No, they don't know.
And but like, where do you draw the line? Like, where do you be like, no, actually, I'm going to call you out here?
I guess for me now, in the space that I go HR, hey?
So it never like, so HR will tell them on
time, hey guys, because sometimes you find that you won't be the first one to complain.
Oh.
A lot of times it's like, okay, muto gi habit, opilize also. Not HR, they deal with things like, guys, this is what's going on, this is how this person was talking to me, how do we deal with it? They can say, I'll confront them and then have a conversation with them on the side. Maybe they didn't mean it that way. Or, hey, where's the game? There have been so many complaints about this person, we'll deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you choosing this career in the entertainment space, creative space, sports space, it wasn't that hard to convince your parents, because obviously you said your brother was doing it, right? But they do they really understand what you do? No. What do they tell people? I like this question so much, because I heard my mother talking to my grandmother at the time. They were like, "No, it's a piece job," and I was
what's a piece job?
Yo, that thing it touched me. I was just like, "What piece job?"
Piece job.
Nah. So like, what did they say?
My mom, she understands it, but she doesn't understand it. She knows, like, okay, it's events, and then it's like, but now why?
What's up?
Why? So weekend.
That's why
I understand. Mama Otiba 9 to 5, but also I love that my mom, she's an academic.
Okay.
So she sort of kind of gets the space that I'm in.
Okay.
But then she'll be like, yo, mara mama nsitali richuena.
No, but what if I'm not trying to? What if I just like being comfortable?
So I had to bring her in on some, okay, mama, this is what I do. But I still have those questions from her.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think now she's happy that I'm now doing my law degree as well. Okay.
Because she is an academic.
Yeah, so she's like, oh, okay.
At least
Finally movement in I saw entertainment to the sports. It's like now, you know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's very interesting because with my mom, so my mom knows that, okay, Gogetso likes basketball, Gogetso, talks basketball, that's what she does, right? Because I simplify, I was like, I just talk basketball. And then the cameras no, because like for me, that's the simplest thing, right? But now, like for example, like the Belle, she's like, so wait, is this basketball? I'm like, no, this is a whole separate thing, but like it's very connected, and she's just like.
But has she watched any of your?
No, she does watch. No, she does. She was also. She's been here for a recording as well. Yeah.
Nice.
No, she is supportive, but like she really tries to understand. But I don't know how to
the
get
big picture.
Yeah, just like
okay, what's that?
How do you sell this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our parents always worry about our finances.
Yeah, but which is fair because coming, where they come from.
Yeah.
It was very tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at them right now and I'm just like, I can't believe you guys. From where you guys are from, I can't believe you guys got here. It blows my mind all the time. Yeah. All right, Lerato. Okay. Before we wrap up, I have 5 rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
Just 5. The first one is, what would you say you were brought onto this earth for?
Gosh. Gift and a curse. To make people happy.
I don't think it's ever a curse.
I think it is because sometimes it literally just eats me. Like,
so you start betraying yourself as your spirit. Gift and a curse. I was watching Oprah the other day, and so she was just like, we are brought to this earth to help, right? Like, but we help in different ways. But whenever you feel like helping, just make sure you're not betraying yourself. Yeah. So keep that in mind.
So that's what I've literally started doing on some. Okay, I can't now make you happy if my glass is half full.
100%.
So yeah.
Okay.
Depending on the question.
No, I like your answer, but this one I'm like, yo. Okay. Oh yes, I have this question specifically for you. Okay. Movies or TV shows?
Shit.
Yes. Love it.
Hey, that's a hard one. Because now they release like series like very quickly. Yeah. Then like you'll get like 10 episodes.
So it's like basically a movie. Yeah.
Listen, I'll watch. Movies.
Movies.
Yeah.
Okay, you like film. Favorite film director?
Christopher Nolan.
Really?
Oh.
I don't. So I get his films, but like no.
They're
so complex.
Christopher Nolan. Any given day.
And why?
Interstellar, Dark Knight Rises.
But what about his films? Like, what about him speaks to you?
I think he's very futuristic.
Yeah.
And also his movies will have like a bit of knowledge without having to, like if you listen to even like the dialogue in the movies, how it's placed, it's like, Jesus, okay. Interstellar. Okay. That's all Interstellar.
All right. Yeah. The fourth question is, would you get into the film industry?
I wanted to. Oh gosh, okay. I'm such a hoe for anything creative.
And that's I feel the same way. That's why I'm like, I can't have guys. There's so many interests that I have, and I want to tap into all of them. Okay, go on.
I wanted to, and also because of Christopher Nolan and Anton Fuqua. Training Day.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to. I have.
Do you still want to?
I think if anything, I'll maybe go in and do one movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had to.
Okay. The fifth question is, it wasn't in the plans, but like that answer just brought it. What movie, if you were to create a movie, what movie would it be? Or like what would it be about?
they've done it already. I was going to say about a basketball player. I remember talking to Tavo a while back, and we're like, oh, we should create a movie about you. Yeah, that would have been one.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, who would we have him playing? I think it was J. Cole. We thought J. Cole would be.
Are you more into movies than documentaries?
I like all. Anything visual, I like.
That's so
anything visual.
Right? Yeah. I need to see. I need to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, anything visual.
All right, Lerato.
That's it?
That is.
Oh, okay.
You're done.
No, that was 3 questions, or was it 4?
No, it was 5.
Okay.
Because I asked you about your purpose. I asked you about movie or TV show. I asked you about your favorite director, and then I asked you about if you were to be in the film industry.
So that's 4.
No, and what movie you'd do.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Yeah, check.
Come on. Okay, if there was a movie about you, last one. If there was a movie about you, who would you want to play Lerato? Let's go.
Timba. What's her name? Oh gosh.
Which one is it?
The one, the woman. She's in the movie now with Viola.
Ah, I know who you're talking about. She was also in.
Bedu.
Yes.
I don't know her first name.
What's her name?
We are horrible for people that watch movies and see.
Tuso Betty. Thank you, Siva.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I see her face.
Yeah. So you want her to play?
Yeah, I like her.
Okay, I like her as well.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Where can people catch you? Socials, LinkedIn, connect with you?
It's Lerato_M and LinkedIn. Well, that's like
wait,
Twitter.
Lerato_M. That's Twitter and
Twitter, Instagram. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, and then LinkedIn. It's Lerato Maunatlala Marumo.
All right. Thank you for your time. If you guys want to connect with Lerato, she just gave you. I'll put all her socials on the description box. Again, guys, thank you so much for taking the time and watching. We really do appreciate you. Thank you to the Lost Alpaca for, allowing us to record in this space. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye.